everybody, it's Joseph with AA Garage. We're back. Today I'm going to go over the Camaro stuff a little bit. I went and got the piece so we can put a bigger prop on the Checkmate. So I'm going to do that today. It'll probably be this weekend before we take it out again though. I was going to try to today, but I couldn't find nobody to go with me. So we got that situated. I still got to set the timing on it and turn the fuel pressure down a little bit. Today we're going to go over the Camaro. Alright, so we got the Camaro engine out of it, the engine transmission out of it. I'm going to try to get it apart and get on the engine stand here next little bit and start taking it apart. I think I told y'all about the heads for the Camaro are done. The intake's over there, the cam should be there, so go get this one tore apart and get over there to my buddies and get what's left of his. I'm going to see if we can't take two and make one. So finally got that much done. Alright, so on Checkmate we got a 24 pitch 4-blade prop on it. That's what that is, and we got a 25 pitch 3-blade that we're going to try. Trying to figure out what prop we need. So we're going to put that on there and see how it does, but I assume that it's probably going to end up being somewhere around 28 pitch 4-blade prop that it likes the best and does the best with. So 4-blade's a little slower than a 3-blade, but it makes the boat handle a lot better in the water. So pros and cons of both, I guess. But so we're going to try that 25 3-blade, and it should help it out as far as getting up in RPMs as high as it is now. So I'm going to try to switch it out here in a second, and be back in just a minute. So basically all this is doing really is like changing the gear in your car. That's it pretty much. Just from different pitches and diameters and lab props and all that. So ain't nothing crazy here. This is just a 24 pitch 4-blade deal. And I said we're going to put a 25 pitch 3-blade on it. I've heard said that a 25 pitch 3-blade is like a 26 pitch 4-blade and all, but I don't know if there's any truth to that or not. So you have a few spacers and shims that come with that. That's why we haven't had it on already, is because I don't know if we did have it and lost it or what, but we didn't have that brass spacer for it, so hopefully this one works. Yeah, that's us right there. Alright, we got the 25 pitch on, so all we're liking is changing the timing, that fuel pressure up a little bit and giving it another try. I was wanting to do that today, but like I said, I couldn't find nobody to go with me, so. And it's a pain in the neck to try to do this by yourself with the boat and record and all that and drive it, so. Hopefully when Dad gets home, I don't know if it'll be tomorrow or Saturday or when, but we'll give it a go and I'll be sure to get videos of it then. So now we got the prop changed. I need to run to town and get some bolts, put the Camaro engine on the engine stand, and then I'm going to, also in this video, I'm going to tell y'all my story and how it all started. Alright, now that I got the video about the boat done out of the way, most of y'all probably don't really care much about boats, but and my story and why this is called AA Garage. So I guess I really started liking racing when I was real young. Dad had a 74 Nova, which is his first car that when I was a kid, he put a 454 and stuff in it, and it was kind of really just throw together stuff. But that car never moved or went anywhere without me in it. That's just how it was. If he was leaving in that car, I was in it. And so I was around probably 8 years old at that time. Probably not quite that old, probably 6 or 7 when he had that one. And he went left in it one day, and for whatever reason I stayed home. Some of my buddies were over playing, and I decided I didn't want to go for whatever reason. Never done that before. I always left and went with him, but he ended up wrecking that one that day. And I guess a week or two later, he found another 74 Nova. He bought it and put all his big block and stuff in it. And it wasn't super fast, but I think after he got lined on the other one, like on slicks, it went 780s or 790s. But he drove it all over the place. It was a lot of fun. And one day I come home from school. When I was, I don't know, around 8, 9. It was gone, wasn't sitting in the driveway. So he traded it off for a Chevy 2 that didn't run. I was heartbroken over that pretty much. So after he got the Chevy 2, he never did get it running or race it. He ended up selling it to buy a semi. He's been driving semi ever since, and he never did get another race car, but for some reason, even being 8, 9 years old, I just never gave it up. It must not have, because I think when I was 12 years old, I might have been 13, but I think I was 12. He put me on the old Yamaha 850 motorcycle, and I started drag racing motorcycles then. So I went from a Yamaha 850 to a GS 1100 when I was 13. And then when I was 14, he bought a 1200 Ninja ZX12. It was an 03 ZX12. And he put me on it and let me start making passes on it. When I was about 16 years old, I built my first Cutlass. It was a car my great-grandma and great-grandpa gave me. And then pretty much took off from there with it. But then the rough part of the story is, as I got a little older, I got to where my great-grandma died. The one who gave me the car, and I took it pretty rough and stuff, so a few years went past, and then after that I started to drink a lot, and a lot. And it got worse and worse and worse and worse, and no matter how much I loved racing and everything else, everything came second to it. That was the number one priority in my life, was getting drunk. And did some pretty terrible things and treated people pretty bad. And up till about 19 months ago, I guess, I quit finally. And so that's where the name come from. And I finally feel like I quit long enough to where I could do it again, because used to going racing and drinking that's what I did. I worked on cars and drank. So it took a while for me to feel like I could come down here and work on something again without having beer in my hand. So that's how that pretty much worked out. So and the reason for the channel is one of my real good friends one time, I won't say who it is or what car it was, because in case he decides to get back into it or messes with it again, or who has the car now, had a Fox body Mustang, had a PBM headed 408 Windsor in it, and the stop block. The car really didn't have anything good on it at all. It was a bunch of just whatever we could find to throw together. And I remember one of the fastest passes it made, probably, it was me tuning it and doing the suspension on it and him driving it. And I remember like it was yesterday, I'd be so drunk I couldn't walk almost, and it went 541 at 129 like that. And here the other day, me and Dad were in the garage talking, and he was talking about racing and stuff, and he said, "You got that car to do all that drunk. Imagine what you could do sober." And so here we are. So I'm going to do the Camaro. I'm going to show you some tricks a lot of people don't know or don't do or don't take the time to do or figure out, or how to hide it. Some things I probably shouldn't show you or tell you, but I'm going to anyway. And the reason why I started a channel is because some people just get lucky, some people are good, and some are both. So some of the bigger channels I've seen, some of them give really, really horrible information. A lot of it's good, but some of it's really bad. So we're going to show you the deal here on what it's about now that all that other stuff's over with and done. Alright, so that's a little more about the boat and the Camaro. I'm really need to get back on the Camaro. I'm really trying to. I'm still working 60 hours a week, so it's taking a deal there to get it done. But they have the heads done for it and the intakes over at the machine shop and all that. So anything that you see on the Camaro as far as foggers, plates, anything like that coming up is all going to be built and flowed by me. So my deal with it is I'm going to try to show you that you don't need as much money as everybody else to compete on the street or the back of track or no prep, stuff like that. You can do a whole lot with very little. And you know, some of them boys have the best recipe in the world, but if you don't know how to turn on the oven, it don't do you a bit of good. And a lot of them have a lot of stuff that they don't even know how to use or use correctly, so it's just a waste of time and money to even have most of it. So for most people anyway, there is some that know what they're doing with it and they're good. But we're going to take this old Camaro with a bunch of hand-me-down parts, free parts and stuff I built myself, and we're going to see how we stack up against some of them on the street here pretty soon. So follow along for that. Like I said, if you're trying to quit something that you're going through, I know it's hard, but you can do it, and sometimes you just need to replace it with something else. And they might not be family or friends, but there's always people out there that will support you in some way, shape, form, or fashion, or somebody you can call or talk to if you need something or need help. And when it comes to car stuff, car-related questions, if you have a question, you can email me, and I'll answer the majority of all of them about any time, a day or night. So when I get it, I'll get back with you if you have a question. But thanks for watching again. If you don't mind, hit the subscribe button, follow along, stay tuned. Watch what we do with this Camaro.